Hi everyone, it's Karen, and we are going into clue 3, but I wanted to let you guys know a couple things. On clue 2, I forgot to mention in the actual handout that clue 2 or week 2 was actually done in color B, and now we're going to be switching to color C. So I wanted to show you this is what's left of color B. Here's color C. I'm going to go ahead and join that. Now, if you look at what I've done already here, I don't know if you can tell, I've done the last stitch, the second to the last stitch, I should say, of the final round of the clue 2, which is the knot stitch. And I need to do one more before I can finish off. And so in order to do that, we are going to pull up a leg in the last stitch that we just worked in with the last leg of the previous stitch. And then we're going to pull up a loop in the marked stitch. So then there's 3 loops on the hook. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to drop color B and I'm going to join color C here. It's going to take me a second. There we go. I'm going to join with color C. And then I tighten everything up a little. And I'm going to cut color B. So I'm no longer using color B. So I need to just kind of pull that away. And then I'm going to cut color B. And then what I always like to do, I don't know if you can see this here, but I always like to make like a half knot just to keep everything nice and tight once I start with color B, or color C now, I'm sorry. Okay, so now to start round 3, because I don't want to have a jog here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to slip stitch into that first stitch with the new color. And then I'm going to follow clue 3. And clue 3 says chain 2, which counts as the first double crochet. So it's going to count as the first double crochet. And then you are going to work 4 double crochets in the same stitch as the slip stitch. So that's right here. So we're going to do 4 doubles. 1. Oops. And this happens all the time when I'm filming something. So I'm looking in 2 different places and I lose what I'm doing. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to hold that up and you'll notice that that's basically a shell. So it's a 5 double crochet shell. And then it says skip 2 stitches and single crochet, excuse me, single crochet in the next stitch. So I'm going to skip 2, 1, 2, single crochet in here. And then we're going to skip 2 stitches and we're going to double crochet in the next one. So if you've ever done a standard 5 double crochet shell stitch pattern, that's basically what we're doing here. 3, 4, and 5. And then skip 2, and then slip a single crochet in the next. So I'm going to just hold that up after I do that single. So you can see here, there's a shell, skip 2, single crochet, skip 2, shell, skip 2, single crochet. You're going to do that all the way around this row. And then when I get to the end of my row, I will come back and show you how to join and start the next round. Okay, we're back. And I'm at the end of round 1 for section 3. What I forgot to mention before was that you should still have 2 chains here before the chain 2 at the beginning of the round. So my last stitch should have been a single crochet, which it is. So now what we're going to do is we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of the first double crochet, which is actually the turning chain. So I'm going to find the top of that stitch, and it takes a second here sometimes with the smaller yarn, and I'm just going to slip stitch there. Okay, so now with this particular round, or this particular stitch that we're going to be doing, you have to slip stitch to where you're going to start your next stitch. So you want to find the 3rd stitch in the middle of that first shell. So I've already done one. Here's 2, slip stitch there. And then in number 3 is the center of that shell. I'm going to chain only 1, and then we're going to slip stitch in that same spot where we did the last slip stitch. So we're in the center of the shell. Now we're going to skip the last 2 doubles and find that next single crochet, and we're going to do 5 doubles in that single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, then we're going to skip 2 double crochets and single crochet in the third of the next shell. And then we're going to skip 2 double crochets and we're going to do 5 in the next single. So you're going to do that all the way around. And then I'm going to come back and show you how to finish this round and do the remainder of the stitches. Okay, as you can see, we're at the end of round 2, and the very last thing we did in round 2 was make a shell. So now we need to join to the single crochet we started the round with. So we're just going to do a slip stitch. Oops, slip stitch into that first stitch. And then we're ready for round 3. Now round 3 is basically the same as round 2. So we're going to slip stitch into the first 3 stitches here. 1, 2, and 3. So now we're in the center of that first shell that we made there. We're going to chain 1 and single crochet in that same place where we did the slip stitch, and then we're going to start doing our shells again. So rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all going to be done this way. And you are going to have to join, and you are going to have to slip stitch over. But if you look really closely here, you really can't see where I actually have the joins. I mean, the slip stitches are here, but those will be covered when I do my last shell in the top of this single crochet. So that's all there is to it. When you get to the end of round 6, if you have enough yarn on your mini skein or this particular color or wherever you're at, this is the section that if you would like a little bit taller cowl, the next 2 sections of this cowl are going to be the same width here. So whatever you have here plus whatever you have here, just add these to the end and see if that's going to be long enough. And if you would like a little bit deeper cowl, this is the section I would recommend going ahead if you have enough yarn to do another couple extra rounds, because you're not going to be gaining or losing stitches here. So if you have any questions, when you get to the end of section 3, go ahead and don't fasten off. Just leave your hook where it is, leave your yarn where it is, and we're going to switch to color D as in David for the next section. See you next time.